Hello students of Standard 10th. Welcome to DAV Moyle Public School. I am your English teacher Jagruti Meshram. Let's begin our today's online session of English. Today we will continue with the same chapter, The Making of a Scientist. Before proceeding further, let us quickly recapitulate what we studied in our previous session. The Making of a Scientist is a story about the famous scientist Richard Arkwright. Richie, as his mother used to call him, was a very curious child right from his childhood. He had started collecting butterflies in his childhood when he was 2 years old. He had already collected all the 25 species found near his hometown. He thought it to be an end of butterfly collection until one day his mother bought him a book named The Travels of Monarch Hill. This was a turning point in his life, and he got much more interested in dealing with science. He started with tagging butterflies, which a task given at the end of the book that his mother bought for him. Then, when he first entered the county science fair with a slide of a frog tissue, he lost. Everybody won something, but his project did not win any prize. He was sad, but also understood that to win he needed to be real experiments and not just make neat and clean models. Then he wrote down to Dr. Uhart of the University of Toronto asking him for ideas to make projects. He stayed busy during his high school working on the long list sent to him by Dr. Uhart. Dear students, in this lesson you will come across many new words. Here are their meanings. Viral, of the nature of, caused by or relating to a virus or viruses. Starling, a gregarious old world songbird with a straight bill, typically with dark lustrous or iridescent plumage but something brightly colored. Zoology, the scientific study of the behavior, structure, physiology, classification and distribution of animals. Research, the systematic investigation into and study of materials and sources in order to establish facts and reach new conclusions. Hormone, a regulatory substance produced in an organism and transported in tissue fluids such as blood or sap to stimulate specific cells or tissues into action. Assume, supposed to be the case without proof. Ornamental, serving or intended as an ornament, decorative. Sophisticated means advanced. Blueprint, a design plan or technical drawing. Nucleus, the central and the most important part of an object, movement or group forming the basis of its activity and growth. Heredity, the passing on of physical or mental characteristics genetically from one generation to another. When Arkwright was in 7th class, he came to know what real science was, as he lost at a county science fair. It was a really sad feeling for him to see all other people win something while he did not win anything. He showed frog tissue slides under a microscope but realized that all the winners had actually tried to perform an experiment and not just a neat display of their projects. He had already started developing the competitive spirit inside him. Now he decided that he would be making a real project. He thought and realized he had maximum knowledge about the subject of insects as he had been studying them for quite some time. So he wrote to Dr. Uhart for ideas and he sent back with lots of ideas. Arkwright thought that the disease was being transmitted through beetles. In the 8th class, he tried to find the cause of a viral disease that killed nearly all monarch caterpillars every year. So he raised caterpillars in the presence of beetles. It was of no use, but when he showed that he had tried such an experiment, he won something for his project. For the next year, he tried the theory of Viceroy butterfly copy monarchs. He put forward the theory that Viceroy butterflies look like monarch butterflies because monarchs do not taste good to the birds and birds like to eat Viceroy. So, the more the Viceroy look like monarch, the less likely it is that Viceroy would be eaten by a bird. He wanted to show in this project that would a bird eat monarchs or not. He found out that the sterling bird would prefer eating a monarch. Later research showed that the viceroys copied the monarch. This project won him the first division in zoology department and third overall position in the county science fair. During his second year of high school, Richard started a research from which he found an unknown insect hormone that later helped him in his new theory about the life of cells as well. The question from where the research started was simply as to what was the purpose of 12 tiny gold spots on monarch pupa. Most of the people said that the spots were made for making it look like decorative, but Dr. Woodhart did not believe it what others said. To find the answer of this question, Abride and another excellent scientist student together made a device that proved that these spots produced a hormone necessary for the full development of a butterfly from a pupa. With this, Abride won the first prize at County Science Fair and the entry to International Science and Engineering Fair. There, his project won third prize for zoology. He also got a chance to work at the entomology laboratory of the Walter Reed Army Institute of Research. He continued his work with the monarch pupa as a high school junior, and that led him to win the first prize at the International Science Fair. After winning this prize, he also got a chance to work at the Army laboratory during summers. Then, during his senior years, he tried another experiment in which he grew cells from a monarch wing in a culture and showed that cells would divide and develop into a normal butterfly wing scales provided that they were treated with the hormone from the gold spots. This research of his also won the first prize at the international fair, and he spent this summer after graduation doing more research on the subject at the Army Laboratory and Laboratory of US Department of Agriculture. Then he worked some more on the hormone released from the gold spots during the following summer at the Laboratory of Agriculture Department. He identified the chemical structure of the hormone using the lab's special equipment. After 1.5 years, Bright got the idea for his new theory, which was about the cell life. The idea came to him when he was looking at the X-ray photo of the chemical structure of the hormone. He did not get excited about his discovery as soon as he found it, but came to a realization that his years of study of insect hormones had solved one of the puzzles of biology. It had solved the mystery of how cells read the blueprint of its DNA. He found that as the DNA is in the nucleus of a cell that controls heredity, therefore it determines the form and function of a cell. Hence, DNA is the blueprint of life. Then, Upright and his roommates made drawings and plastic models for the theory which showed how it was possible, and later wrote a paper which explained the process. It did not surprise the people who knew him that he graduated from Harvard with highest honors and stood second in his class among 1,510 students. He then became a graduate student researcher at the Harvard University and also started doing practical experiments to test his theory. It was expected that if the theory proved to be correct, then it would be a big step towards understanding the complex system of life and also would lead to new ideas for preventing certain types of cancer and other diseases. So, this showed how his research on monarch pupa led him to a theory about cell life. He had been keen in science ever since he started collecting butterflies, but this did not keep him away from his other interests in life. He was a champion debater, a great public speaker, and was a good boat racer. He was also an round outdoor sports person along with being an expert photographer. He was great at capturing nature and scientific subjects. As he was a great student and always used to score good, he used to focus his extra energy on debating and Model United Nations Club. He also used to admire his social studies teacher and an advisor to both clubs, Mr. Richard A. Wellher. Upright thought that his teacher was the right man, as he was the one who used to open his mind to new ideas. So dear students, here we end our lesson. Now dear students, let us quickly recapitulate what we studied today. Then for the next year's fair, he chose the project of looking at the viral disease that killed nearly all the monarch caterpillars every year. He thought that the reason for this could be a beetle. So he started raising caterpillars in the presence of beetles but could not get any results. So when he showed his trial experiment at the county science fair, his project won a prize. Then for the next year, he made an experiment to show that the viceroy butterflies copied monarchs. This project made him win prizes. Then he started his research as to the purpose of the 12 golden spots on the back of a monarch pupa. Everybody believed that it was just a design, but Dr. Woodhart thought otherwise. Then Upright and another brilliant science student got together and made a device that could show that the gold spots were responsible for releasing a hormone that was necessary for its growth. With the help of sophisticated instruments at one of the labs, he got a chance to work and found the chemical structure of the hormone in the gold spots. Then one day, while looking at the photo of the chemical structure, he solved one of the biggest puzzles of life. He came to know that how a cell blueprints its DNA. It was a big breakthrough and was published in a magazine. He also had made other interests and also admired his social studies teacher, as he was the one who used to give him new ideas. He was good at debating, public speaking, and a great canoeist. He never used to win for the sake of winning or for prizes, but because he wanted to best at whatever he used to do. It is shown in this chapter that with the right amount of curiosity, a bright mind, and the will to win for right reason are the qualities needed to be a scientist. Dear student, here is a short assignment for you. Have a nice day. Thank you.